Welcome to Build Strong Habits podcast channel. This is an audio podcast, so take your eyes off the screen, sit back, relax, and listen.
You know, I got to be honest with you. I'm angry. Like seriously angry. I'm seeing so much hate online, and it's like women are being targeted the most. Have you noticed this too?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's not just like random internet trolls. This feels way more organized and and dangerous.
That's exactly how I feel. Like it's not just trolls being trolls. There's something more deliberate going on here.
Yeah, you're right. It is deliberate. We're seeing a huge surge in online misogyny, and it's connected to these bigger changes in our culture and politics.
So it's not just me. Okay, good to know. I was starting to think I was going crazy. But like, what's the connection? What's actually driving this?
Well, a lot of it is coming from far-right groups. They're using platforms like X and Rumble to spread these hateful messages.
So they're hiding behind that whole free speech argument, right? Like spewing hate speech is somehow protected?
Exactly. They use free speech as a shield, but we got to call it what it is. It's hate speech pretending to be political discourse.
And they're really good at it, too.
Yeah.
Like they take these important issues like reproductive rights or gender equality and try to twist them to fit their agenda.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. They're masters of manipulation. They take words and phrases meant to empower women, like your body, my choice, and turn them into weapons.
Oh my God, don't even get me started on that. I saw this statistic. It was shocking. This one specific phrase went from being mentioned like 20 times a day online to almost 2,000 after a certain political figure started using it.
You're talking about Nick Fuentes, right? He's basically become the leader of this movement. And that phrase, you know the one, it's their new rallying cry.
It's insane. It's like we're going backwards in time. That slogan was supposed to be about women having control over their bodies.
Yeah.
And now it's being used to do the exact opposite.
That's exactly what they're doing. They manipulate language, twist the meaning to push their agenda. And the scariest part, this isn't just online anymore.
You're right. It's spilling out into the real world. I read this story about school kids chanting that same twisted phrase at an anti-abortion rally.
Yeah.
Like, how did it get to this point?
The overturning of Roe v. Wade was like a catalyst. The online world became even more divided, and these hateful voices got louder and bolder.
Okay, but we can't forget that this isn't just some abstract political debate. This is
Sure.
having a real impact on women's lives.
Absolutely. We cannot lose sight of the human cost. Behind all the statistics and slogans, there are women who are scared and hurting because of this hate.
Like that story about the TikTok user Camila Guadarrama. She was basically forced off the platform because of all the threats and harassment she was getting.
Yeah, and sadly, her story is not unique. So many women, especially young women on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, are being silenced because the abuse is just too much.
It's like they're trying to erase women from the internet. Like, we don't have the right to exist in these spaces, have opinions, share our experiences. It's infuriating.
That's exactly their goal. It's not just about the words themselves. It's about creating an online environment where women feel unsafe, powerless, unwelcome.
So what can we even do about this? Is there any way to fight back against this wave of hate? It feels so overwhelming.
I know it feels that way, right? Like, what can we even do? But listen, we're not powerless. There are things we can do to fight back.
Okay, give it to me. I need some hope here. I need to know there's something we can do.
First thing, we have to set some serious digital boundaries.
Digital boundaries.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
But how do we actually do that?
It's about using all the tools we have.
Yeah.
You know, privacy settings, filtering out the nasty stuff. Be picky about who you let follow you and who you interact with. It's your space.
So we take back control. Don't let the trolls win.
Right. Exactly. And here's the other thing. We don't have to do this alone.
Oh yeah, I feel that. Strength in numbers for sure.
You got it. Finding those supportive online communities is so important. Groups like Women's March or She Knows Media, they offer these safe spaces for women to connect, share experiences, lift each other up.
Yeah, that sense of community makes a huge difference, especially when it feels like the internet's just a toxic wasteland, you know?
It really does. Those spaces where you feel seen, heard, validated. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So we've got digital boundaries, community support.
Yeah.
What else can we do?
Reporting and advocacy, it's huge. When you see that hateful content, don't hesitate. Hit that report button.
Right. Report.
And don't just stop there. Hold the platforms accountable. Demand they do more to stop the hate speech.
So we're not just cleaning up the mess. We're putting pressure on them to actually fix the problem they created.
Exactly. It's about demanding change.
Yeah.
You know? And if enough of us speak up, refuse to back down, they have to listen.
Power in numbers. That's what I keep coming back to. Individually, we might feel small, but together, we can make a real difference.
You said it. And it's about the future, too, empowering the next generation to fight this fight. We need to give young girls the knowledge and the skills to navigate this digital minefield, you know?
Digital literacy, self-defense through the internet, basically.
That's a good way to put it.
They need to know how to recognize toxic behavior,
Yeah.
protect themselves, use their voices to fight back.
It's not about just surviving online. It's about thriving, owning it. Exactly. And there are some really inspiring movements out there. The 4B movement in South Korea is a great example.
4B movement. I'm not familiar with that. Tell me more.
So it's all about encouraging women to be independent, autonomous, you know, rejecting all those societal pressures that try to box us in.
Wow, so it's like a direct challenge to the ideas that are fueling this online misogyny.
It really is. It's about women taking control of their lives, defining their own paths. Nobody else gets to decide who they are or what they can achieve.
That's powerful. Okay, I'm starting to feel a little better. We've got digital boundaries, community support, reporting and advocacy, empowering the next generation, and we can draw inspiration from movements like 4B. It feels like we're building a real arsenal here.
It is an arsenal, and
Right.
it's a reminder that even though things are bad, the threats are real. We have the power to fight back and make the internet a better place for women.
Man, we covered a lot today. It's been intense, to say the least.
Yeah, no kidding. It's heavy stuff. But you know what gives me hope? We have the power to change things.
That's right. We're not just sitting here taking it. We can build those online communities, report the abuse, and push for real change.
Exactly. And movements like 4B show us what's possible. Women taking charge, defining their own lives. It's inspiring.
It all comes back to taking back our power, refusing to be silenced. Our voices matter.
They do. And we need to hold these social media companies accountable. They need to create safer spaces.
Absolutely. No more excuses. They got to step up and shut down this hate.
We can't let this become the new normal. We have to keep fighting, keep pushing.
I'm feeling a mix of anger and hope right now.
Yeah.
Angry at how bad things are, but hopeful that we can make a difference.
I get it. It's a lot, but we have the tools. We have each other, and we have the will to make things better.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I have one question for everyone listening. What are you going to do to make the internet safer for women? It's time for all of us to step up.
It's not just about clicking report or changing your settings. It's about changing the whole culture of the internet.
It's about creating a world where women can exist online without fear, where our voices are heard and respected.
That's the future we need to fight for, and that fight starts with each and every one of us.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Build Strong Habits.